morning, students. For today's class for 10th standard, we are going to continue with the chapter on transpiration. Now, in the last class, we were discussing about the different factors affecting transpiration. Now, there are two types of factor. One is internal factors, another is external factor. In internal factors, you will see that we study about the leaf area. That means if the leaf area is bigger or wider, then usually the rate of transpiration is more because the exposed surface is more. But if the leaf area is small, then the transpiration is less. So you'll find that here I am showing you that suppose the leaf area is wide like this, then you can see the rate of transpiration will be more. But the smaller, in compound leaf or even in smaller leaves, like there are some plants with needle-like leaf, in that cases you will see the rate of transpiration is reduced. So in order to reduce the rate of transpiration, the shape of the leaf also changes. So this comes under internal. Then again about the leaf structure, you will see that in some leaf there is a coating, like this is showing the structure of the leaf, the anatomy of the leaf. This is the upper surface. You can see a cuticle here. If there is a thick cuticle, then the rate of transpiration reduces. Like in banyan plant, in jackfruit, you will see there is a thick cuticle on the surface that reduces the rate of transpiration. Or sometimes the distribution of the stomata. You will see that in some cases the stomata is sunken. Like for example in nerium, the sunken stomata reduces the rate of transpiration. And also the distribution of the stomata. In some leaf you will see the distribution on the surface is uneven. Like in dicot leaf you will see the stomata is present only on the lower surface and not on the upper surface, because usually dicot plants they have a very wide surface area. So the number of the stomata also is less. In isobilateral leaf, usually the distribution of stomata on either side of the leaf is equal. Isobilateral leaf usually you will find in case of monocot plants you have. Now we are going to study about some of the external factors. You can see here I have written external factors. One is light. So light usually, when the light is more, the transpiration will be more, because light contains, light helps in photosynthesis. So the opening in the stomata is more influenced by light. So that is a factor. But if excess light is there, then the rate of transpiration automatically reduces, because excess light can close, premature closure of the stomata can be there because of solarization. Then you have the temperature also is directly proportional. If the temperature is high, then the transpiration is more. Then you have humidity. If the humidity is more, that means already the moisture in the air is more. In that case, the stomata, the transpiration is less, because the transpiration is a passive process. When the stomata opens, the water vapor moves from inside the leaf to outside the leaf. So humidity affects. So more humidity means less transpiration, less humidity means more transpiration. Then you will see wind speed. That is like evaporation. If the wind speed is more, transpiration is more, because the wind allows the moisture to be taken away by the speed of the wind. So naturally that will be evacuated, so more water vapor comes out of the leaf. So in that case also transpiration reduces. Then of course soil water, that is indirectly affects. If the soil water is less, then transpiration will be less. Like in desertic plants, xerophytic plants, they have different means to reduce the rate of transpiration, because the soil water is less. Even soil water less means it will cause premature stomatal closure to reduce the rate of transpiration. Then you have certain xerophytic plants, in like say for example acacia, opuntia, or say for example nerium is also a type of xerophytic. In opuntia you will see the cactus, what we call, the leaves are modified into spines, and the flat, the stems that do the photosynthesis work. So leaf modified to spines means they reduce the rate of transpiration. In nerium, of course, you have sunken stomata. Sunken stomata also reduces the rate of transpiration. Then you can see thick cuticle and stomatas are reduced in number. Thick cuticle and stomatas are reduced, because if the cuticle is thick, the cuticular transpiration will be less. Stomata reduced in number means stomatal transpiration will be less. Now, there are various importance of transpiration also. We'll discuss that in the later. Now, there are some experiments here. You just see this experiment. Here we have a test tube which is filled with water and there is a plant. We have an oil film. There's a distribution of a thin film of oil over this. And in another test you have same amount of water with an oil film. So here we say the two experiment A and B. A is the experiment and B is the control. So in both cases we have water. In one you have plant, in other you don't have the plant. If we keep this in sunlight, what we will see after some time, in A the water level reduces. You can see the water level has reduced. Whereas B there is no change in the water level. So that means here we can say that because of the plant the water level has reduced. So that is the transpiration has taken place from the aerial part which reduced the water which is present in the test tube. Second experiment is there is a special type of, you can see apparatus is there. You have a small bottle connected to a measuring cylinder and the water is filled in this bottle and there is a small potted plant with a small hole or split in the cork, and we have the water level is equal in the measuring cylinder. And here what happens, you can see that if you keep this for some time, you will see the water level here in the measuring cylinder reduces. You can find out that in 1 hour how much of water has reduced or how much of water has gone out of this. And because the water as it moves out from the aerial part of the plant, the water level in the measuring cylinder reduces. So, this small experiments you have to study, because these experiments usually, that in the question they come like you put up the experiment and the questions are asked on basis of that. Remember that when you have this type of questions, first go through the question totally from top to bottom and then find out whether these experiments are on absorption through roots or on transpiration, because some experiments you will find common in both the chapters. So you have to find out whether what does a particular experiment mean, whether it is an experiment or not. So you can, if you read the question, you can easily find out. Now the importance of transpiration, as I was telling, the first importance is that the continuous transpiration, it causes a streaming movement of the water, that what we call the transpirational pool. And transpirational pool is one of the factor which helps in ascent of sap. So you can see here the water moves out from the aerial part. The second function is the cooling effect. In transpiration you have a cooling effect because continuous streaming movement, it takes out the heat out of the plant and then the plant remains cool, and also atmosphere remains cool if there are more plants, that is also there. Transpiration also is a source of translocation of food, water and mineral. Food means glucose is translocated from one part to the other part, water is translocated, mineral is translocated, so it helps in translocation. Then you have the profuse root system. You can see here profuse root system means if transpiration is there, in that case the root system is also develops. That if the transpiration water is less, then root system also does not develop so much profusely. Then you have the improved quality of fruits. If the water is less, the quality of the fruit is not so good. But if there is water, then in that soil or in the plant, then the quality of fruit also is good. Then you can see it affects the climate. That is mostly, as I told you, that the water vapor in that moisture causes cooling effect. So that's there. And it also helps in elimination of the water. So that means the excess water, which I said in the beginning of the chapter, the excess water is transferred to the plant and that also causes elimination of the water. And there are various disadvantages also. The disadvantages like wilting of the plant takes place. If the water is less, transpiration is less, or transpiration is more, then the plant wilts, and even in small herbaceous plants can die. Excess transpiration also causes abscission of the leaf. Abscission means premature falling of the leaf. So if there is less water, the leaf fall more than if there is sufficient water. And less transpiration also causes stunted growth. Now there is a phenomenon you have to study along with this transpiration chapter is a guttation. Guttation is a method of movement of the water through the tip of the leaf veins, and this water is solution water. Transpiration water is mostly a vapor. And it is water, pure water, but in case of guttation the water is not pure water because it comes out from the tip of the veins. This water is a solution water. So you can see here a plant is called a nerium plant, or even in some types of colocasia you will see in the early morning at the tip of the leaf there are small droplets, and these are found in the tip of the veins. Now this water is a solution water which has come because of the guttation, and the tip of this vein is called the Hydathoid throat. So Hydathoid throat is the organ from where guttation takes place, and remember all the factors which affect guttation are just reverse of that of transpiration. Like transpiration takes place more in sunlight, guttation takes place in less sunlight, mostly in the early morning or late night. Or transpiration takes place when the moisture is when the evaporation is more. Guttation takes place when the humidity is more. In less humid condition, transpiration takes place more. In more humid conditions, guttation takes place more. So these are things which we study in the next class. And thank you for giving a hearing. Please go through the chapter. If you have any question, you can put up the question. Thank you very much.